EFEXKAY, another video about live streamers. Live streaming is truly one of the 7 wonders of the world. The other 6 being Minecraft, Xbox, iPhone, Fortnite, PlayStation, and my personal favorite, jerking off while pooping. Twitch live streaming has been on a steady decline for the past couple of years. Whoa, you're telling me that people don't want to watch some wretched whore's asshole pucker every time she gets a $5 donation? And come on, do you really expect me to believe that no one wants to watch this dead-eyed freak talk about fucking lizards or whatever the fuck this stupid bitch does? You know, she covered up a sexual assault. Why is no one talking about that? People may not be talking about Maya Higa and all the shitty things she's done, but you know what they are talking about? My epic merch. And it's linked in the description. Where's everyone talking about it, you may be asking? Well, on my Discord server, of course, with all my beautiful, sweet kittens. You can join it for free, or for $5 a month, you can become a member on YouTube or Patreon and get access to exclusive members-only channels. $5 a month, that's like 50 cents times 6 a month. Twitch has been consistently making policy decisions that have done nothing but hurt their brand. Oh, what's that, Destiny? You gave an opinion that most normal people would agree with? Sounds like you need to get banned for eternity. But hey, Morgpie, you are consistently trying to find loopholes in our terms of service and are knowingly breaking the rules every time you shake your oiled tits on a live stream. We're gonna have to give you your 30th slap on the wrist. You wouldn't do it again, would you? Twitch has created an environment that is not only unfriendly to the consumer, but is irrational to its creators, which is the main issue that birthed sites like Rumble and Kick. Many creators were sick and tired of the inconsistent rules and the unforgiving sanitization of Twitch's latest policies. Combine that with the multi-million-dollar contracts and what was once thought to be unthinkable happened. Twitch, which once had a monopoly on the live streaming sphere, has direct competition that doesn't seem to be going anywhere. At least it hasn't yet. For this video, I want to focus mainly on Kick, as I believe they have the best chance of overthrowing Twitch as the prime place to live stream. Rumble seems to be much more politically skewed, specifically towards the right, and I think that will kind of handicap them in the long run. But Kick has all of the tools necessary to surpass Twitch. As I mentioned, Kick was essentially birthed out of the degradation of Twitch due to its unfair and unnecessary policies. For example, while Twitch offered a baseline 50-50 revenue split for all subscriptions, Kick offered a much better 95-5 revenue split. Twitch was quite unforgiving with streamers who would, through no fault of their own, stream things that go against TOS, like racial slurs or nudity. But Kick wanted to add nuance to these issues and understood that streamers should not be punished for things that are out of their control. And in general, Kick offered a much more forgiving and less sanitized culture than Twitch. That's right, no pronouns, no SJWs, and best of all, no vaccines, baby. My immune system is failing. In the early days of Kick, it was kind of like the Wild West of the internet, you know, aside from 4chan, Kiwi Farms, 8chan, the Silk Road, MinecraftForum.net. We had streamers streaming movies illegally, streaming NSFW content to their underage fans, as well as just doing and saying a lot of questionable things. I think people assumed that since Kick was coming in to replace Twitch and be the better option, that meant everything that was bad about Twitch wouldn't translate to Kick. And early on, this might have been the case, as Kick moderation didn't really want to clamp down in the early days of their platform. But we've seen lately that the lax rules have started to become an issue. I think it's important to highlight that we're seeing this weird cultural shift on the internet right now, where it seems like everything is designed for engagement farming. Not to say that things being fake and gay is a new concept, it certainly isn't, but now more than ever, it seems like people will do or say anything to go viral. Whether it's Ian Miles Chong forgetting that PEMDAS exists, or it's Neon threatening to rape a child. People will do anything for attention. And we see this a lot on Kick, and I've talked about this in a video I posted a few months ago about live streaming. We have people like Jack Doherty harassing people on the street. We have weirdo freaks making sexual comments towards minors. We have streamers giving radical political takes, usually at the expense of gay and trans people. And all of this is an extremely bad look for Kick. In fact, something that inspired this entire video for me is what we've seen with XQC and Aiden Ross in the past few days. To give you the cliff notes, essentially XQC was playing Call of Duty with Aiden and his little ragtag group of clout demon streamers, and throughout the stream, they would continue to call each other which made XQC uncomfortable, and he decided to leave the lobby. Now, I want to make it clear, I have no problem calling people I do it all the time. In fact, if I call you a it probably means that I like you quite a bit. However, it does make sense that XQC, or really anybody, wouldn't want to be associated with that in their live stream. Every time they called each other it wasn't like playful or anything. It was usually very aggressive and angry, which of course comes off as hateful.
Snaggy, you're my favorite, you know that?
Fuck about what your ass talking about, nigga. Fuck all y'all.
Shut up, bitch. Why don't you go fucking shake some?
Which even someone like myself wouldn't want to be around. It's one thing when it's jokes, but once I start to think that it's more than a joke for you, that's when I start to get uncomfortable. And it wasn't just a joke, clearly, because most of these guys are self-admittedly homophobic. After this incident, a clip would surface of XQC kissing other men.
All right. My lips are dry. Okay. What hit my ear? What is going on here?
Now, obviously, this kiss was done for comedic sake, and it was just a funny gag. It's not like he's actually gay, he just did it to be funny. And one of Aiden's friends, Cheezer, would see this clip, and this is what he had to say.
And I'm not even gonna say nothing because XQC is just gonna somehow turn it on me and say I'm homophobic. Yes, I'm homophobic. I hate homos.
First off, I find it really funny that he's like, oh, I'm not gonna say anything. They're just gonna turn it on me and call me homophobic. Oh, by the way, I am homophobic. Are you fucking retarded or something? What is wrong with you?
I swear to God, Aiden and his mom and his sister are the only dudes I like. I fucking hate every single person with like a true hatred. On God, true hatred. I know a lot of y'all be trolling on Twitter. That's cool and all. I deadass fucking hate people.
I also find it funny that these types of people who pride themselves on being edgy and hating when people get triggered are doing literally everything they despise. Taking something that is clearly meant to be a joke with no deeper meaning, getting offended by it, and turning it into some kind of political issue. I mean, this is the exact shit people like this complain about, and he's literally doing it. Unless, of course, you'd like to convince me that this guy totally supports when libtards complain about jokes being offensive and shoehorn their political beliefs into something that doesn't warrant it. Oh, by the way, you remember that thing I mentioned earlier about people who harass minors on stream and say inappropriate things to them? This guy is one of them.
How old are you?
I'm 16. I have school tomorrow. I'm still on
break. But it's 18 plus app. Like, there's creeps around here jerking off to girls. You gotta be careful.
Oh, I am. Trust.
Not careful enough, obviously. I got your ass.
XQC was pretty much like, hey, I don't want to be involved in whatever weird shit you guys are up to. I'm about to head out. And then these poopy diaper piss babies fucking cried and moaned about it afterwards. And if you need any more confirmation that it's more than just a joke to these people, consider the fact that Aiden sat down with XQC and complained for an hour about like the gay agenda and all this stupid shit. Pretty much trying to make the argument that the LGBT community has gone too far or whatever. Aiden Ross and all of his friends, as far as I know, are literally homophobic, which definitely recontextualizes their use of the F slur. And it's funny enough because a few of Aiden's friends would actually receive bans on Kick for hate speech against LGBT people. Cheezer was banned for the clip that I showed earlier of him saying that he hates homos, and another streamer by the name of Convi was also banned for saying fuck f***s. I also find it funny that while this guy is saying fuck there is a text behind them that says some shit about Jesus Christ. You can't even make this shit up. These people are total NPCs. Just for clarity's sake, Jesus doesn't want you to be homophobic. He doesn't want you to treat other people like shit for no good reason. Do you really think Jesus Christ would be saying fuck and stuff like this? No, of course not. You are an embarrassment to all Christians. Anyways, people are really upset at Kick. I noticed one of the top responses to a tweet that I saw in this situation wasn't freedom of speech the whole point of Kick? And the answer to that question is no. Once again, this goes back to what I said earlier about how people saw Kick as the solution to Twitch's problems. And free speech certainly is an issue on Twitch. But a lot of people seem to believe that you should be allowed to say whatever you want on the platform with no consequences, which was never really promised to anybody. But this is where the issue comes into play. If you think about it, Twitch started in a very similar way that Kick has. Twitch wasn't always a place with inconsistent rules and unfair regulations and over-sanitized community guidelines. Back in the day, you could say just about anything and you could do just about anything. If Kick is to follow in the same path as Twitch, then the same problems will come as well. Kick is unironically in a very good place right now. They have the tools to take over as the prime place to stream, because the intention of Kick was essentially to make a more relaxed version of Twitch that allows for better content for the viewer and better regulations for its streamers. However, Kick streamers have been abusing these privileges that they've been afforded. If the standard for being edgy on Kick is just being hateful, then there will come a day where being edgy gets banned. If the standards for content is harassing people and making inappropriate comments to teenagers, then that content will be restricted. The point that I'm trying to make here is that Kick affords its streamers a lot of leeway. But if you abuse this power, it's going to be taken away. If Kick and its streamers continue to fly too close to the sun, I worry that the culture of Kick could grow into something where things get too out of control to be viable. Because what's gonna happen is either the site becomes extremely niche like 4chan, or in an attempt to salvage what they have, policy changes will be made that are very similar to what Twitch has. Because Kick is creating the same problems for themselves, and those problems have the same solution. So it's actually really cool to see that Kick is putting their foot down here, because I don't think Kick was made with the intention of having no rules at all. I think the intention was to loosen the rules up. They are still drawing a line for what is and isn't acceptable. They're just drawing the line much further back in a much more reasonable way. And I want to say that if you are in the interest of Kick succeeding and having a platform that allows more freedom, then you should understand that having these guidelines are important to maintaining that. It's very idealistic to expect Kick to just allow anything and everything, but the only way that they can succeed is by maintaining some form of order. Do not view these bans as Kick going woke or selling out or whatever the fuck. This is Kick doing exactly what it needs to be successful, because you can still make jokes, you can still make mistakes, you can still say how you feel about certain things, and you have much more freedom than you would on Twitch. But Kick drawing a line in the sand at openly spewing hateful rhetoric at gay people is pretty fucking reasonable and will ultimately help Kick in the long run. I really want Kick to succeed. If you're familiar with my content, you know I certainly push the boundaries of what most people would feel comfortable saying online. And I want to see the internet find a balance of being accepting and progressive while also not being a pussy about literally everything. And I feel like sites like Kick can be a huge part of that. My only worry is that maybe Kick streamers have been a little too spoiled. They got used to a certain way of things going that any crackdown on the rules will seem unfair. But overall, I really like this move by Kick, and I like that they seem to be enforcing very fair moderation policies. But let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section down below. And make sure you smash the like button and subscribe for epic sex. And I'll catch you in the next one. See you guys.